Hello everybody, are you ready for another story time? Tortally, are you ready?
I don't want to come out today.
You don't want to come out?
I was bullied this week and I don't feel like seeing anybody.
Yeah, I heard that you were being bullied at school. I'm sorry it's still happening.
I feel sad and scared and frustrated too.
It's understandable. I understand that you might be sad and a little scared. Well, you know how last week we said we were going to have a polar bear story time?
Yes, I remember.
Well, instead, I heard that you were being bullied, so we're going to have a story time about being bullied and how to deal with bullies and some things that you can do that might help.
That sounds good.
Would you like to help with the welcome song?
No, I don't really feel like singing.
Okay, since you don't feel like it, would you still like to come out so you can see the stories better?
I suppose so. I've been in here a long time. I need to stretch and stretch and stretch.
There you are. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too, Mr. Jared.
Well, I hope the story time helps.
Me too. I'm tired of being bullied.
Welcome, welcome everyone. We're glad you're here. Let's have some fun. First we'll nod our heads just so. Then we'll bend and touch our nose. Welcome, welcome everyone. We're glad you're here. Let's have some fun. Welcome, welcome everyone. We're glad to see you. Let's have some fun. First we'll nod our heads just so. Then we'll bend and touch our nose. Welcome, welcome everyone. We're glad to see you. Let's have some fun. Well, I'm glad you all are here, and this is kind of a tough topic. And every once in a while we're going to do a tough topic. And some of our other ones that we're going to do are things like going to a new school, or maybe going to a new place, or getting lost. And we'll have some books about that, those sorts of things. All right, are you ready for our first book? Our first book is called Lucy and the Bully by Claire Alexander. Lucy and the Bully. So this book at the front has something called Note to Parents and Teachers. So if they get this book at the library or if they buy it, then they can read this note, and it has some important things to tell them what to do to talk about bullying and things that they can do to help. At school, everyone wanted Lucy to draw for them. Goose said, "You are so good at drawing." Someone else said, "Can you please draw me a picture of a rabbit, Lucy?" "That's a good-looking rabbit." Well, not quite everyone. Tommy went over to Lucy's table. "Oops," he said, and he pushed over the paint. He didn't look sorry. "Oh dear," cried Miss Goosey, "accidents will happen. Let's get this mess cleaned up. The next day everyone made clay models. Miss Goosey gave Lucy a gold star for her blackbird, even though Miss Goosey thought it was a crow. Pig by Tyler, Worm by Hannah, Monster by Ethan, Thing by Tommy, Crow by Lucy, and Frog by Sophie. After school, Lucy carried her model very carefully so it wouldn't break. Tommy was waiting for her. "Let me see your stupid crow," he said. "That's not very nice." It's a blackbird," Lucy stammered, but Tommy grabbed it and then... "No, please don't!" He stomped on it. "Don't tell on me or else," Tommy said. Lucy put her broken blackbird in her bag so her mother wouldn't see, and she didn't say anything. That night Lucy tried hard to put her blackbird back together, but it didn't look the same. "What happened to your model?" her mother asked. I dropped it," said Lucy. Over the next week Lucy's mother wondered what was wrong. On Monday, Lucy brought home a ripped storybook. On Tuesday, she brought home a crumpled painting. And on Wednesday, all her pencils were broken. Who do you think might be doing that? I think you're right. I think it might be the bully. Lucy looked sadder and sadder every day, but she wouldn't tell her mother why. Why don't you think she told her mother? I think she might be a little scared. On Thursday, Lucy brought home a cake she'd made at school. "Who put a hoof print in the middle of it?" her mother asked. I don't know," said Lucy. But at last she said, "It was Tommy." "Don't worry, honey, I'll take care of this," Lucy's mother said. She picked up the telephone. "May I speak to Miss Goosey, please?" she asked. "No, Mommy," Lucy wailed. "Please don't tell Miss Goosey." But it was too late. That night Lucy couldn't sleep. She was afraid of what would happen the next day. In the morning, Lucy didn't want to go to school. "Don't worry, it will be okay," said her mother. And Tommy's mother said, "You wouldn't like it if someone was mean to you." It looks like she might be a little mean right there too. Tommy didn't want to go to school either. At story time, Tommy was very quiet. At playtime, Tommy looked very alone and very sad. Lucy wasn't scared of him anymore. She even felt a little sorry for him. At art time, Lucy saw Tommy drawing. He was drawing a porcupine, and it was a very good porcupine. Its spines looked very sharp and spiky indeed. Lucy decided to tell him exactly what she thought of it. She looks a little nervous, but we'll see what she does. "I like your porcupine, Tommy," Lucy said. "It's not a porcupine, it's a hedgehog," said Tommy. "Well, it's very good," said Lucy. "Could you draw one for me, too?" Tommy was surprised. No one had ever asked him to draw anything before. "You can have this one," said Tommy. "Thank you, Tommy," said Lucy. "I'm sorry I was mean and did all those things. And most of all, I'm sorry I stomped on your crow," Tommy said. "It was a very good crow." "I forgive you, Tommy," said Lucy, "but it wasn't a crow, it was a blackbird." They both laughed, and then they went outside to play. So this is the hedgehog Tommy was drawing, and it has porcupine scratched out. I guess the teacher thought it was a porcupine as well. And there's her crow. She tried to fix it as best as she could. The end. Well, Tortely, what did you think of that book?
Oh, it was all right, I guess.
Could you kind of relate? Did you kind of know how Lucy was feeling? So, are those the kind of things that the bully is doing to you too? Have you talked to your mom about it yet?
No, not yet.
How about your teacher?
No,
Why not?
because I'm scared of what the bully might do to me.
You're a little scared just like Lucy was in the book? Yeah, that can be hard and it can be scary when someone's being mean to you. Sometimes you don't know what to do. But in the book, the bully I guess they almost didn't know. I guess maybe they were jealous. I'm not sure what they were feeling. But maybe they were feeling left out. I think that might have been part of the problem, because Lucy was getting all the attention because she was such a good artist, but that still didn't make it right for him to be a bully, did it?
No, that's exactly right.
All right, are you ready for a song?
No, I still don't feel like singing.
Okay, it's all right if you don't feel like singing. I'm gonna put you over here again, okay?
Okay.
So this one is more a chant than a song, which means it doesn't really have a tune to sing along with. It just has some fun words and some fun actions. And it goes, I can hug, hug, hug. I can hop, hop, hop. I can kiss, kiss, kiss. I can stop, stop, stop. I can nod my head for yes, and I can shake my head for no, and I can sit down very slow. So at the library when I did this, the kids all stood up. So if you want to, you can stand up too, and we can do it again. Are you ready? It goes, I can hug, hug, hug. I can hop, hop, hop. I can kiss, kiss, kiss. I can stop, stop, stop. I can nod my head for yes, and I can shake my head for no, and I can sit down very slow. So that one is about sometimes you like to give hugs and you like to give kisses, but sometimes other people don't like to get those hugs and kisses because they might be in a bad mood, or some people just don't like them very much. So you can, if they nod their head for yes, then you can give them a hug or a kiss, but if they shake their head for no, it's not nice to try and force them to give you a hug or a kiss. Okay, are you ready for our next book? All right. This next book is one of my favorites. It's called Super Manny Stands Up, and it's written by Kelly DiPucchio, and it's illustrated by Stephanie Graegin. One of the reasons it's a favorite is because Manny has a really good imagination. He likes to pretend that he has special powers when he wears his different capes. He has lots of different capes that he likes to wear. Super Manny stands up. Every day, Manny put on a different cape after school. When he wore his blue cape, he saved the world from an ocean of unsavory sea creatures. I am fearless, he said. In his red cape, Manny battled an angry army of zombie bears. Roar! I am strong. He soared through the skies in his yellow cape and single-handedly brought down evil cloud monsters. I am brave. It looks like he's having a story time with the cloud monsters. When legions of alien robots with laser beam eyes invaded, Manny tirelessly fought them off in his purple cape. I am powerful. A green cape usually meant Manny was taking on the forest giants, defeating them one at a time. I am invincible. Traveling to the far reaches of the galaxy to fight crime and injustice wasn't easy, but that's what superheroes do. I am Super Manny. Manny always saved his top secret undercover cape for school. The invisible cape, which means no one can see it. With it, he battled mutant monkeys. He stopped fiery comets heading straight for Earth. He faced down giant squids with long tentacles and red eyes. And then he heard someone yell, "I said move!" Manny looked past his lunch to see where the loud voice was coming from. Tall One was towering over Small One and laughing. "Move, little weirdo," he said. Small One seemed to get even smaller. Kind of like Tortellini was feeling at the beginning of Storytime. Manny watched as Tall One continued his laughing and teasing. Manny felt frozen, glued to his seat, so he said nothing, he did nothing, until he remembered his invisible cape. Manny stood up, and then he did the bravest, most courageous, kindest thing he ever could have done. He said, "Stop it." Tall One moved in closer. "What did you say?" Manny saw a storm of evil cloud monsters swirling around Tall One's head. But he had stared into the eyes of zombie bears, unsavory sea creatures, and forest giants before, so he didn't back down. He reminded himself, "I am fearless. I am strong. I am brave. I am invincible." "I said stop it," he repeated, a little louder this time. "You're being mean." At that moment, everyone around him remembered they too were heroes with their own invisible capes. So they started saying things like, "Stop it. Hey, stop it. Don't do that. That's not nice. Yeah, stop it. Cut it out. Quit it." Tall One scowled, and then, just like the legions of alien robots with laser beam eyes, he retreated. Small One was very grateful for the backup. Manny was grateful too. Looks like the bully is talking to the teacher. So Manny was grateful too, because every superhero needs a sidekick. So now they're playing together and they're pretending to defeat all the monsters. So Tortellini, what did you think of that book?
I liked it. I like how Superman was brave enough to stand up.
When the bully was picking on you, did anyone help? Did anyone say anything?
No, no one did.
Do you think they're scared too? Have you talked to any of them about how much it bothers you?
No, I guess not.
Well, sometimes your friends, they might not realize how much it's hurting your feelings or how much it's bothering you. But maybe if you talk to a few of them, maybe you can be brave enough to talk to the bully about it.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good plan.
But we're going to talk about some other things that you might do too, okay?
All right.
Are you ready to sing a song yet?
No, I don't think I'm quite ready, but I'll be sure to help with one.
Yeah, I would love if you helped with one of the songs, but it's okay if you're not ready yet. Okay, I'm going to set you down so I can do the song, okay?
Okay.
So this song goes to the tune of "If You're Happy and You Know It," but it's called "If You Love Somebody." Are you ready? If you love somebody and you know it, clap your hands. If you love somebody and you know it, clap your hands. If you love somebody and you know it, then it's really nice to show it. If you love somebody and you know it, clap your hands. If you love somebody and you know it, shout hooray, hooray. If you love somebody and you know it, shout hooray, hooray. If you love somebody and you know it, then it's very nice to show it. If you love somebody and you know it, shout hooray, hooray. If you love somebody and you know it, blow a kiss. If you love somebody and you know it, blow a kiss. If you love somebody and you know it, then it's very nice to show it. If you love somebody and you know it, blow a kiss. If you love somebody and you know it, do all three, clap. clap, hooray! If you love somebody and you know it, 2 or 3, clap, clap, hooray! If you love somebody and you know it, then it's very nice to show it. If you love somebody and you know it, 2 or 3, clap, clap, hooray! Good job, everybody. This next book is called Eddie the Bully by Henry Cole. So sometimes when you think of a bully in your head, you might think of only big people, and you might think big people might be more likely to be a bully because they're so big and they might be able to get their way better. But sometimes the big people are some of the nicest people, and sometimes little people can be the real bullies. So just like everything else, it's never good to assume or to think you know how someone's going to act just by how they look. And it's always nice to assume that they're not going to be a bully, but Eddie is a bully. Eddie the Bully. Eddie was a bully. A great big bully. So he's a big bully, but he's not very big. He's even shorter than some of the people over here. He was mean any way he could be, any time he could be. "You're such a loser," he clucked at Rose when she came in last in a race. "That was an easy one," he said with a laugh when Tony had trouble with a math problem. "You were born in a roach motel," he sneered at Russell. None of those things was very nice to say. He hid Anthony's homework. He splattered paint on Melissa's art project. He tripped Emma as she was getting on the bus and off the bus. Fat, he jeered. Skinny, he jeered. Average, he jeered. Nobody was safe. So no matter what you look like, he always tried to make fun of you. That wasn't very nice at all, was it, Tortley? He was a good reader, but nobody wanted to sit anywhere near him during library time. And nobody tagged him during person monkey. So instead of duck duck goose, they play person monkey. "He's mean," Angela said to Marco. "Really mean," Cameron said to Sam. "Really, really mean," they all agreed. He was mean any time he could be, any way he could be. "I've had enough," Miss Henshaw ruffled. "Time out, Eddie." "I've had enough," Mr. Fowler said, another teacher, peeved. "Time out, Eddie." "I've had enough," Miss Clucker said, exasperated. "Time out, Eddie." But during time out, Eddie thought of other mean things to do. Goodness. So sometimes teachers aren't sure what to do either. One morning, Miss Henshaw made an announcement. "Class, we have a new student starting today," she said. "I want all of you to make her feel welcome." She glanced at Eddie. "All of you, including you, Eddie." The classroom door opened. "Class, this is Carla," Miss Henshaw said. She pointed to an empty desk. "Carla, you may sit there." All eyes were on Carla as she made her way to her seat, right next to Eddie. She's a lot bigger than him. Surely he's not going to be a bully to her, but we'll see. "Uh-oh, here it comes," Amy whispered. "Carla's going to get a real zinger," Tommy whispered. "Eddie's going to let her have it," Ben whispered. Everyone held their breaths. Carla squeezed herself into her desk. Eddie's eyes narrowed. He grinned an evil grin. He opened his mouth to speak. But Carla said, "I love your sweater," Carla gasped, feasting her eyes on Eddie. "My, huh?" Eddie stuttered. I can tell you have great fashion sense, Carla continued brightly. Us fashionistas should stick together. Eddie blinked, glancing down at his sweater. It was his favorite. Hey, let's do lunch, exclaimed Carla. I noticed out on today's menu that we're having mac and cheese, and I love mac and cheese. I love mac and cheese too, Eddie said, feeling a little excited. Then whoever gets to the cafeteria first saves the other a seat, Carla squealed. Okay? Okay, replied Eddie. I bet everybody wants to be your friend, said Carla. Eddie gulped. His face felt hot. You probably get picked first for teams all the time. Eddie glanced around the room. The whole class was looking at him. Eddie felt miserable. Suddenly, he wished he hadn't been so mean all the time. He wished he hadn't made fun of Tony in math class. He wished he hadn't spilled paint all over Melissa's picture. He wished he hadn't called everybody names. He wished he could start over. It's really tough being a new kid, said Carla. Will you help me make friends? Eddie brightened up. I'd love to, he cackled. Carla beamed at him. I knew you'd be a good friend, she gushed. Eddie felt something inside, something good. It felt good to be nice. He smiled, a great big smile. And from then on, he was a good friend. He helped with pictures. He helped put the books away. He was a good friend any way he could be, any time he could be. So this has a little story at the back about why the author wrote this story. So when he was little, there was a bully in his class. And one day, he had a class project with that bully, a group project. And the bully was really good at drawing pictures. And Henry, the author, he told the bully that he was doing a really good job. And after that, the bully was really surprised because no one had told him that before, and he tried to be nicer, so their group turned out pretty good. They did well on their class project together. Well, Tortally, what did you think of that book?
It kind of reminded me of my situation.
He did?
Yeah, sometimes I'm not the only one they're mean to. They're mean to everybody around them.
It's almost like your bully doesn't know how to be nice.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes little kids, they have an older sibling at home who's a bully to them, or they might have some friends in the neighborhood who are bullies to them, and it's like they almost don't know how to be nice, or they think they have to be extra tough so they don't get hurt.
Those don't sound like real friends.
So maybe if you and some of your friends can try and include the bully some, if y'all can play with them, maybe they'll start to learn how to be a little bit nicer.
Well, I suppose we could try that.
Yeah, so like the book before, it might be good to talk to some of your friends so they can kind of back you up, and you can let the bully know it's not nice to do what they're doing, but then after you do that, maybe if they stop, maybe y'all could try and play some games, or maybe you can find something that the bully is good at. Maybe they're just not used to people being nice to them, so they don't know how to be nice.
That is really, really sad.
Okay, are you ready to sing a song this time?
I think so.
So this song is called I Love You, You Love Me, and it's from an old show called Barney, and I bet on the internet you can still find some of the Barney shows. Some of them are pretty good. They're great for preschool age, wouldn't you think so? My little brother used to watch it sometimes. And are you ready to start singing?
Yes, sirree.
Okay. I love you, you love me. We're a happy happy family with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too? I love you, you love me. We're best friends like friends should be, with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too? Do you want to sing it one more time? All right. I love you, you love me. We're a happy family with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too? I love you, you love me. We're best friends like friends should be, with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too? Excellent job. I'm glad you're feeling well enough to sing with me.
It was my pleasure.
Thanks so much.
I'm ready for our next book.
Our last book is called Llama, Llama and the Bully Goat by Anna Dewdney. Llama, Llama and the Bully Goat, they're going off to school. Llama, llama, busy day, writing, counting, pictures clay. Roll a pancake, draw the sun. Almost everyone has fun. Time for circle, time for song, time to clap and sing along. Kitty, rhino, sheep and calf, llama, Nelly and giraffe all sing songs in their own way. Moo and bellow, baa and bray. Llama, llama claps the beat. Gilroy, goat, just points and bleats. Sheep goes baa and calf says moo. Gilroy thinks that's silly too. Llama, llama likes to sing. Gilroy laughs at everything. Llama sings out just the same. Gilroy says a not nice name. Teacher has some things to say. Calling names is not okay. Being mean is not allowed. Teacher says to stop that now. Time for recess, go outside. Monkey bars and slippy slides. Nelly's dolly makes a road. Fuzzy llama pulls a load. Kids climb up and kids climb down. Everybody runs around. Nelly's dolly wants to dig. Fuzzy drives a great big rig. Gilroy stands in Fuzzy's way. Gilroy, do you want to play? Gilroy bleats and kicks the dirt. He gets sand on Llama's shirt. Gilroy throws some dirt at Nelly. Ha ha, news are really smelly. Gilroy pushes, Fuzzy falls. Ha ha, llamas play with dolls. Gilroy snickers, laughs and kicks. Gilroy tosses toys and sticks. Gilroy stomps on Llama's coat. Gilroy is Bully Goat. Gilroy, this is not okay. Stop it or we'll go away. Being bullied is no fun. Walk away and tell someone. Gilroy fusses, frowns, and pouts. Gilroy gets a long time out. I bet they're talking about how to maybe act better and be nicer. Teacher says, let's try again. Gilroy, can you be a friend? No more digging, no more names. Time to play a nicer game. End of recess. Back inside. Gilroy sits by teacher's side. Everybody sings the song, and this time Gilroy sings along. Gilroy goat has fun with Llama, but school is over. Here comes Mama. Tomorrow more games to try. See you then, friends. Wave goodbye. The end. So, Tortley, what did you think of our last book?
I liked it quite a bit, and I really liked that it rhymed.
Yeah, I thought it was fun too. I like the rhyming text. So rhyming words are words that sound the same. Like clay and day was in there, and there's a bunch of other words that rhymed as well.
Like song and along.
So in that book, kind of like our last one, Gilroy, it's almost like he didn't know that he was being mean. Sometimes I guess people just don't realize it. They just think they're playing a joke or having fun, but really it's hurting someone's feelings quite a bit.
Calling someone names is not nice.
And also, what else did they do?
They threw sand and they laughed at people in a mean way, so Llama and their friend tried to talk to the bully, and when they wouldn't listen, they went and told a teacher.
So they tried to take care of it themselves, because he was being a bully to more than one person. He was being a bully to a lot of people. So then, once he didn't listen to them, they went and talked to the teacher.
I don't want people to think I'm a tattletale.
Yeah, no one wants to be a tattletale. But there's kind of a difference between telling on someone when they're actually hurting someone, like hurting someone's feelings, or even pushing someone, and like just telling on them for silly things. Like if they eat a little bit of glue and they're not supposed to. I think I used to sometimes try the glue, or I'd put it on my fingers so I'd peel it off. Or if they like have a nose itch and they scratch up their nose and they accidentally pick their nose. So if you tell on someone for that, that's kind of like tattletelling. But sometimes teachers or grown-ups, or the people who love and take care of you, they need to know what's going on so they can help.
Yeah, I guess I can understand that.
So what are some other things that you learned today?
Not talking about it has been really hard, and I've learned that if I talk to someone about it, then things might be a whole lot better.
Yeah, if you talk to somebody, maybe you can take care of the problem, and then you'll be a little bit happier. So do you feel better? Do you think you can maybe take care of the bully problem?
I hope so.
And if you're too scared to talk to a teacher, then I could probably talk to them for you.
I'll think about it and I'll get back to you.
And I'm sure if you talk to your mom, she would be happy to talk to your teacher too. So even if the bully said, don't tell anybody, because because they said that, you might be scared that they're going to do something to you. But it's probably still best to talk to someone about it. And maybe first if you tell your friends so they're kind of aware of it so they can back you up, then you can talk to your teacher and your friends can help look out for you. Y'all can all look out for each other.
That sounds like a plan.
Okay. And sometimes, did you know the bully might be being mean because they kind of feel lonely, and like in that one book they feel left out?
Yeah, I'll try to remember that.
Well, I hope this story time helped, and I hope it helps some of y'all too. And I'm sorry for being bullied. And I won't be able to talk to your teacher for you because I might be far away, but be sure to talk to an adult who loves you or who takes care of you, and they might help to talk to your teacher, or if you're comfortable with your teacher, you can just talk right to them.
Thanks for spending this time with me. I feel a lot better.
Thanks so much for listening. So I'm going to end this part of the story time, but I'm going to say a few things to the teachers and grown-ups too. So until next time, bye.
Thanks for spending some time with us. Bye.
Thanks so much for your help. Bye. There are some times when we might be being a bully and we don't even know it, just like some of the bullies in our books. So that's why it's important for you to speak up if you're being bullied or if someone around you is being bullied, because the person might think they're just kind of being tough or being strong, and they don't know that they're really hurting someone's feelings. So that's why it's important to say something like, stop, you're hurting my feelings, or you're hurting their feelings, and let them know that they're doing something wrong. Also, going back to our bully Eddie, it's almost like all the people around him, including the teachers and his classmates, expected him to be a bully because that's what he had always been. But he might be trying to change. But if everyone expects or thinks you're going to be a bully and be mean, that's the easiest thing to do because that's what they expect. But I think one thing that helped him change is that a new person came in and they assumed or they thought that he could be nice. And so they're expecting or thinking that helped him to realize he actually could be nice. And then after she was nice to him, he started to realize if he's nice, then other people will be nice to him as well. And it's a whole lot more fun to be nice and to have friends and people who want to play with you than to be mean and not have people want to play with you. So it's good to always expect the best of people, and if they are doing something wrong, to try and let them know in a nice way that they're doing something wrong. And also the last thing I wanted to say is that there's a book kind of about that, about everyone expecting you to act a certain way, and that helps you to be that way. And it's called The Bad Seed, and it's a book by Jory John. And it talks about how someone starts out nice, but then lots of things happen in their life, and it makes them kind of mad and angry and to where they're mean to everybody. But they have a change of heart and they try to be better. And you can probably find that book at your library, or you can order it like on Amazon or Barnes & Noble or other website. Or you can go to a local bookstore. Those are always nice too. They're fun to look in. Well, until next time, I hope you have a great week. Bye! Hello, caregivers. First of all, again, my name is Jared. I work at a public library as a library associate, and in case any of y'all are wondering what my shirt says, it says, I love my library. I work at a public library. My current library, I've been there a little bit over 2 years as a youth services library associate, and then I worked at another public library for a year and a half. And I'm currently working on my master's in library science. I know the books today somewhat oversimplified the issue of bullying. It's, as you can tell from my other videos, geared towards preschoolers, and hopefully those situations aren't quite as complicated. But if you are dealing with a more complicated situation or with slightly older kids, some books I would recommend are Dare, Tough, and these are actually told from different perspectives. The first book that should be read is called Weird, and it's about the little girl who is being bullied. This is about the bully. It's from the bully's perspective. And then this is the little girl's friend who just kind of standbys and lets the bullying happen because she's not sure what to do. And I like that they're from different perspectives. I like that it kind of shows the reason why this girl is being a bully. It's because at home, her big brother basically bullies her all the time, and she thinks she has to be tough to make it through her day. And it kind of works through that issue, and then the little girl who's been being bullied, just like in a lot of the stories that we talked about or I read today, they're scared to tell anyone about it, but eventually she tells her teacher. Here's the weird one. She tells the teacher and talks to her parents about it, and they talk to the bully, and it's just kind of a growing process for all the characters, which is pretty neat. But I also like these because in the back of each of them has quite a bit of notes from the different characters' perspectives. And then it has, this is Sam, so by the end, in an ideal world, like she does, she grows a lot. So it says join Sam's Kindness Club, and then it has like situations you can go through to help that club or start that club. And then it has sticking to caring and note to parents and teachers and other caring adults. And each of the books have a lot of activities like that. And then another book. This one might be a little bit dated, but it has a lot of diversity, which I thought was good. But this is told from someone who's being bullied, but also acknowledging the other people are being bullied, and it just works through the process of her dealing with that situation. And again, this one at the end gives advice on if you're a bystander witnessing the bullying, some things that you can say. And then if you're being bullied, it has a couple suggestions, and then it has some links to websites where you can find more information, and then it has some suggestions on what you can do as an adult, like bring a speaker to your school or start a school campaign for anti-bullying. And anyway, I'm sure there's a lot of other resources out there as well, but those are some that I liked. Thanks so much for watching. I am not an expert in bullying or anti-bullying. Fortunately, I have not been bullied too much in my life, but I care about people who are being bullied. So I thought I would put this story time together, and I hope it helps. And thanks so much for watching.